Hello, all you wonderful fools. It's time for the Mizzah Tee show.
All aboard!
Here we go, let's start the show. Hosted by Mizzah Tee. Nintendo video games are the favorite ones for me. News and reviews, some gameplay too. Battling drones is what I do. M-I-Z-Z-A-H is the show by Mizzah Tee. It's the show by Mizzah Tee.
Hey there, fools. Big T here, back with another video, and this will be my impressions of that wonderful, let's see how they word it. I should have wrote it down. Nintendo Direct Partners Mini? Nintendo Mini Partners Direct? Nintendo Partner Mini Direct? Nintendo Mini Partner Mini? I don't know. But anyway, this is my impressions of it. So, there was rumors about it, and not about that specifically, but about there being a direct on the 20th, and to a lot of people's surprise, that was true. But it wasn't a official direct. So beforehand, you had a lot of people putting up their predictions videos, which are not aging well after this event here, but Nintendo came out and later said that the direct would be focused on third-party partners. So a lot of the initial, it's going to be Zelda, this and that, that all kind of went away. And I think most people's ideas and expectations were somewhat tempered going in. Mine certainly were, and I don't get crazy excited about Nintendo Directs anymore anyway, so this wasn't going to be any different. So we had the Direct, and it was bad, and it's okay that it was bad. We'll live on, we'll fight on, we'll survive. Some people can't handle you saying that it was bad, but they can't really tell you how it was good. They mention Shin Megami Tensei stuff, and yeah, wouldn't that have been a good video on its own? Like, here we go, Shin Megami Tensei 3 remaster, as well as a new trailer on Shin Megami Tensei 5. That would have, I think, went off a little better. And maybe if it would came out later in the year, it would make more sense, because people are understandably annoyed by the fact that Shin Megami Tensei 5 is not coming out until 2021. And the reason for that being is that this is one of the first games we knew about for Switch. It's one of the first trailers we saw. And at this point, that trailer was basically nothing. It just did that really quickly in a 3D program and called it a Switch game. Obviously, they're still working on it, so that's good that we know that. But they obviously revealed that game way too soon, because it's going to be 4 years. 4 years for a niche Japanese RPG to come out. 4-year development? That's wow. I don't think most JRPGs are like that. I don't know. But they're not the typical, like, super huge budget, multi-year development thing. And it happens occasionally, obviously. But anyway, so let's go over what we got in this Direct. And I wrote it down here so I don't want to forget anything. We got Cadence of Hyrule DLC information. For me, that's not Direct worthy, but couldn't it have just been like a video Nintendo puts out on their YouTube channel, which they do all the time? I see announcement videos or trailers for new games coming to Switch all the time. Couldn't this have just been that? Granted, they may have wanted more people to pay attention and have eyes on it, but you're setting it up to be a bad thing for some people, a bad taste, because they were expecting certain things because it's a Direct, and then you give them DLC for a I don't know how popular Cadence of Hyrule is, but you give them DLC for an indie game, so that was kind of odd. Then we got information about Rogue Company, which we knew about. Did we get a release date? Is it out? I don't know. I'm not really paying much attention to this game. It's a free-to-play shooter. We have a good amount of those on the Switch right now, so that wasn't overly too exciting. Then we have WWE Battlegrounds 2K, which is just, looks terrible. It doesn't look good. We already knew about this game. WWE themselves have put out a trailer on the game. We knew it was coming to Switch. Nothing new there. They spent maybe too much time, even though there wasn't a whole lot of time, but it was just really cheesy and cringeworthy, that little trailer for it. So that was whack. And like I said, we got Shin Megami Tensei 3 remastered announcement and a new trailer on Shin Megami Tensei 5. So that was it. And to me, that is pretty whack. Now, I understand that it's a direct mini, so you have to judge it differently. And like I said, my expectations weren't that high after I got the, I got the details about what the direct was and how it was going to play out. So, I mean, my expectations weren't really that high anyway. But after all this time, we haven't had a full-on direct in a year at this point. And we haven't had an E3. So, what was going to be at E3? Like, did he just decide we're not going to put anything together at this point? And I guess that's fine. I mean, but looking at the year so far and how it's gone, there's just not a whole lot to look forward to. But there kind of is. So that's why it's also weird, because I want to talk about the different, excuses that were made for the direct, and they're all pretty bad. So let's go over them. This isn't really an excuse, but this kind of happens all the time when a bad direct happens or a bad event happens for a company. You'll see people I saw this in multiple comment sections on YouTube. So, look at my backlog. I've got a lot of games, so I'm not worried. All right. So that's not really an excuse. Good for you and your backlog. I mean, that is always just the weirdest thing. And it always gets a lot of likes and upvotes and whatnot. And it's just like, okay, what does your backlog have to do with this showing? Not anything. So by saying that excuse, that is a defense. So by saying that, you're saying, yes, the show was trash, but hey, I got a lot of games to play, so I didn't need the show to be good, right? I mean, that's basically what you're saying when you say that. And I think a lot of people won't realize that when they thumb that up, that they're also agreeing with that sentiment. So at this point, I feel okay. I feel vindicated that, I don't need to be, but I feel like my idea of the show being bad, my opinion of the show being bad is true. It was whack. And if that's your best defense, that you got a lot of games to play, then I suggest maybe get off of YouTube and get off Twitter and go play those games. Maybe you shouldn't have that many games to play. I don't understand why you would. Unless you're like me, you just buy games all the time. But I buy on Switch. I bought a lot of games that I already owned. And some, a lot of digital stuff that I wanted carts for. So, because I'm kind of a collector, so I have games that, technically I haven't played the cart, but I've played the digital game or whatever. And again, that has no bearing on how good or bad the direct was. So that's a strange excuse. All right, next one is I thought Nintendo fans wanted third party, and you get third party in this direct, and you're upset. And I'm like, really? I think that's probably a narrative about Nintendo Switch as a whole, so I'm going to get into that. So here's the third party, again, that we got. We got in that direct. DLC for, an indie game. That's third party, but uses first party IP stuff. What else? Rogue Company, which I don't think, a lot of fans are that excited for, regardless of what fandom you adhere to. WWE Battlegrounds, which is sure to be as good as WWE, or excuse me, as good as NBA Playgrounds 2K, which was amazing. No microtransactions at all in that game. And it has its ugly, horrible looking art style. So there's that. And then we have Shin Megami Tensei 3, which is great. But it's a remaster of a game that, I mean, if you haven't played it, great. It's a new game to you. I don't know why you'd start with Shin Megami Tensei 3. If you haven't played it already, you have to kind of, I don't know. That's just my opinion. And then Shin Megami Tensei 5, which we knew about since 2017. And that trailer didn't really do anything to add to the excitement for that game. And the game's not coming out until next year. Could be over a year from right now that game's coming out. Most likely is. So that's what Nintendo fans want for third party. And so my response was, I'm actually adding to it here, was that Nintendo fans love the idea of third party on Switch. And when we, in the occasions that we did get it and it was good, I think we supported that. My thing was that, actually, let me look at my phone here because I responded in a tweet about this. And it says, I don't think we wanted third-party games from 2 generations ago, though. I think Nintendo fans would be happy if the Direct had info on Doom Eternal, No More Heroes 3, Bayonetta 3, Crash 4, etc. Those are all third-party games that are new, not from 2 generations ago, and that are anticipated by Nintendo fans. I wanted to add to that because I was reminded about Hollow Knight 2 and Skater XL. These are games that I think would be more exciting for a Direct, not what we got. So, can we ease up on the defenses like that, where it's like, because I can show you, my third-party games here. As a Nintendo fan, I am very happy to support third-party on the Switch. These are just a few. I own over 85 games at this point, and only 10% of those are first-party, most likely first-party to second-party, like exclusive and stuff. So I'm very excited for first-party games or third-party games like this. This was very exciting. Obviously, it's not on par with the console, the console versions that it came from, which is the Xbox One and the PS4. But I was very excited for this. I still am. I still play this, even though I have it on PC and Xbox One. V-Rally 4. This is a current gen game that came to Switch. I'm very excited for. I don't think people who defend it are only even own this game. Just saying. WRC 8 is another current gen game that I'm very happy to have on my Switch. So there's that. Let me make sure I get that in there nice and in the light. I want to blow it out. NBA 2K18. I didn't get any 19 or a 20 at this point, but I don't buy any sports games like every year anyway. But I was very excited for this. This was a pretty much close to on par version of the game when it came out. As far as other consoles, Wolfenstein 2, New Colossus. This is a game I was happy to buy, even though it has that horrible partial download garbage. I still went out and supported it, and I was happy to have that. That is a current gen game. Same thing for Starlink. This should have been a exclusive to Switch. It probably would have done better and had better margins, but also partial download, which I don't understand, especially after a game like Witcher 3 being all in the cart. But anyway, this is a new game. It came out same time as every other system it came out on, so that was great. Doom obviously came out later because Switch wasn't out when this game came out, but this was a really good port of the game, all on the cartridge except for the multiplayer. And like I said, I support it, and it's a really good game, current gen. Octopath Traveler. Then this is kind of an exclusive because it's on PC, but this is a third-party game that this is the type of game that I like to see on Switch, and I happily support. So there's that. Metro, again, another current-gen game. Well, the first one is a 360 game, but Metro Last Light, because it's Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light on here, is a current-gen game, and they just upped Metro 2033. And 2 games on 1 cart. That's great. All on the cart, no partial download. Happy to have this on Switch. This is kind of third party I like to see on Switch. God Eater 3. This came out in 2018. I don't know if it came out the same day on Switch or not, but it was pretty close. And a good game, good port. I guess you can call it a port, maybe not. I don't know. But, you know, this is third party support. This is nice Japanese third-party support, by the way, Bandai Namco. I expected to see a lot more for them on the Switch than I have at this point. And then we have Daemon X Machina, which nobody bought because YouTubers couldn't stream it to review it because it took their money away. But that has nothing to do with the game. It's a good game. Really nice mech game. And this is, you know, kind of an exclusive too because it's only on Switch and PC at this point. So, I mean, those are games, third-party games. That's third-party support that I think Nintendo fans was expecting, especially after getting these games and wanting. And then you have, you know, the kind of middle of the road where I don't know where to put them because they did come out on current gen as well. Stuff like Red Faction 3, or is it 3? No, Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered, which is remastered. This came to everybody, I believe, at the same time. Even though this is a 360 game, it got remastered for everything, current gen. So this is kind of okay. This is in that realm of, you know, in between. Same thing with Darksiders War Mastered, the original game, the 360 game. Came out on everybody, I think, at the same time. So that's the same. Same thing goes for Skyrim, I believe. But again, these are 360 games. People are less excited for these games, the ones I'm showing you here. But still cool to have. This is a PS Vita game, but you know, if you didn't have a Vita, that was the only place you could play it, I believe. And I don't know if it was on PS4 or not, but this is cool as well. You know, bring on the ease. You know. So these, well, not this one because this is a compilation of old games remastered. So this is quite different because it came out everywhere else, and then it took a year. I don't know why. To come out on Switch. I guess there was some kind of deal or whatever with Sony and whatnot. But it's more of games like this. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. You know, last generation, or, you know, about to be 2 generations ago games that have come on Switch more in recent times, like the BioShock collection. And what's the other one? Oh my god, I can't even think of the name. You know what I'm talking about, the Handsome Jack collection. Stuff like that, that's not as exciting. And, you know, these games also came to, I don't know if BioShock did, but I know the Handsome Jack collection is on current gen PS4, Xbox One, but those are way less exciting. And so now we're getting more of those and, you know, less of these. You know, we're getting a lot more of those and less of these, you know, and a lot more of those and almost none of these anymore. Basically, third-party exclusive games for the most part that we don't see anymore. And that's the stuff that I think excites Nintendo fans more than anything else. So I just, you know, you can, you know, I don't know how you could say like this is like some third-party support that's just so overwhelmingly great that, you know, Nintendo fans should support. And even still, we're not talking about exciting games here. Outside of Shin Megami Tensei, at least for a small group of people anyway, there was nothing there. Like, are you really excited? Nintendo fans should be over the moon about Battlegrounds WWE, Cadence of Hyrule DLC. Yeah, I mean, it has Nintendo characters in it, but we're not that we're not that lame, are we? That, oh, it's got Nintendo characters, so you should be excited. No, I think Nintendo fans would have been just fine with some of the stuff I mentioned, like a Bayonetta 3, game that we learned about, 3 years ago now? Almost 3 years ago? Bayonetta 3, Skater XL, which is coming to Switch. Whatever EA stuff is, maybe highlight some of that. I don't know if you have, but I can't make them do that because I don't know if they have this stuff yet to show. But my point is, Nintendo fans do want third party, obviously, and we'd be excited for that kind of third party, not ports of Xbox 360 games. So I don't understand. I mean, to me, it's just a defense because these people too smart to, it's the old mantra of trying to just win an argument. What you're saying is like not that strong, but that's an angle you can use, just to have an argument. And I see right through that. That's just kind of my personality. That's how I see people easily that way. And we can do better. We can be better. So that's my take. I wish, like I said, I'm not angry. Maybe there's some people that are angry out there. Downvotes doesn't automatically mean you're angry either. It means maybe you're just disappointed. So people pay attention to downvotes like, oh, look at all these angry people. No, it's just they were disappointed. And you can be disappointed not just because you didn't get what you wanted. I'm always excited to hear about things I didn't even think were a thing. That's what excites me more, not what I wanted. If I go into a movie getting what I wanted to see, that's a boring ass movie. So I'm not gonna go into a movie and have this checklist of things that has to happen in the movie for me to like it. That is lame. And I don't think Nintendo fans or any other fans are like that. I would hope not, to where they have to have certain things. Because remember, before the Switch came out, there was this checklist of things the Switch had to have to get people to buy it and to be successful. Most of those checks weren't checked off, and people still love the Switch. So, come on, we can do better. But yeah, that's my take. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Apparently that's how this thing works. I'm sure you heard it 1,000 times. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.